Good afternoon, everybody. This is Scott DeCamp with CatchMark SportsNet. We're here at the Hart Girls Basketball 2023-24 Media Day at CatchMark. We're in the podcast room as part of that Media Day, and we're pleased to have with us three guests. We have Coach Travis Rosema. I got his name right this time. I might have messed that up before in some other business dealings, but I'm sorry about that, Travis.
Fine.
I called you Justin. Is that good or bad? Or
It's fine.
okay.
Not the first person, not the last.
So welcome. We have senior Abby Hicks. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. And we have junior Addie Hovey. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Well, thanks for being here. You guys are having a lot of fun, looks like. That's what it's all about, making memories, getting some good content out of this. You guys are coming off an unbelievable season last year, 24-4. You got to the state semifinals at the Breslin. Had just a heck of a run down the stretch. You know, beating Kent City for a regional title, beating Buchanan. Not many people thought that would happen. Faith Carson, I believe she's at Ohio State, beat her and her teammates, and then got to Breslin, and it was a tough game, but kind of expected when you get there the first time and get acclimated to just the venue and everything else. So we'll start with that. To you guys over here, Addie and Abby, what are your biggest memories from that run and from playing at Breslin?
I definitely think that my favorite game we had was Kent City and Buchanan. Obviously, like you said, nobody thought we could beat Buchanan because they had, 6'4" Ohio State commit. I think that we had this idea. We had a game plan, and also because Travis talked about how that we needed to believe in ourselves, even though we weren't the biggest, tallest team. We just had to have that belief in ourselves, and we made that came true. And with Kent City, we lost to them like 2 or 3 times in a row. All those games were close. And I think it just came down to the point where we were like, we need to get this done. We really wanted to go far, and we believed in ourselves, and we made it happen.
Yeah?
Yeah, going with Joe, we are a small team, and I think we had a lot of energy with our community and the bench and the posse. It was just really big games for us.
And you guys had great seasons individually as well. Addie, first team All-State. Abby, second team All-State. When you return 2 players such as that, that's got to make your job a little bit easier, right, Travis?
Not really. I mean, there's high expectations coming in.
There you go.
When you return 2 players
Yeah.
like these 2, you're going to have high expectations. So I wouldn't want it any other way. But, having 2 players like this back, people want to see you make that same run again. So looking forward to doing it.
So what do you guys think? Are you guys ready for another run?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm excited.
Me too.
What do you think? We got to get some more words out of Abby over here.
Come on, girl. What did I say? Expand.
But, what are your other takeaways, thoughts, things from last year that you can build on? Obviously, what we just discussed, but is there anything else that you really learned, like playing at the Breslin? You had the highest of highs winning those games on the way there, and then you get there and you don't play like you're capable, and you got to give your opponent some credit too. But at the same time, I know I've seen you guys play better than that. What do you learn from that, do you think?
I was definitely nervous going into that game. I mean, we dug ourselves a really big hole in the first quarter, but we just have to keep playing and get past that point.
Yeah.
I think we put it into our heads where we made it to the Breslin Center, right? So we just came to the point where it was a long season. I think we just, and especially we only had 1 day to prepare for the Breslin Center. And with us being the first to make it there ever in history, I think we focused too much on, oh my word, it's the Breslin Center. We didn't focus on the game plan. And I think we just sort of just fell apart in the game. Like you said, we didn't play our best. It was definitely not our best game. I think it's just the first time it was us, we were really uncomfortable. But I think what we need to learn is that we need to be okay with being uncomfortable. And you don't need to play your best because it's your home game or anything like that. You can play good anywhere. I think we just didn't take that seriously, and that's just what happened.
No, and that's psychology of sports that plays into it. Where you're. Yeah. There's teams like that. Like I heard that it was kind of secondhand information, but I've seen it several times. Like Whitehall football, kind of they got upset by Big Rapids, and then Big Rapids just wasn't even in the next game. And from what I heard, Big Rapids, that was their Super Bowl when they beat Whitehall. So it's like, okay, we got nothing else to accomplish.
Yeah, going back to last year, we had a great game plan, and the girls executed it really well at Buchanan. We knew we weren't going to get shots in the paint. We knew they were going to play zone. Once we had a lead, we really wanted to expand and start to attack and make them go man. And what people don't realize is you win that game, you get handed a packet, and you're told, myself, you got to be on a Zoom meeting at 9 in the morning. So that's me taking the day off of work. So now I'm on a Zoom meeting at 9 in the morning, and that lasts an hour and a half. And it's from that to, okay, now you got to fill out who's going to be on the bench, what coaches are there. You can only have up this many people. Oh, one of my managers can't be there, I don't have enough spots for both my young kids that are managers to be there. How am I going to do this? Who's going to be the scorekeeper? So I've learned from that, like, I need to make sure that I'm having some of our administration staff at the school take care of that so I can focus on team stuff.
Yep.
So like I said, we were really prepared for Buchanan, and I just feel like I kind of let the kids down because I didn't get to really watch anything on Hemlock till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're watching film, and Jason, Coach Porter, and I are talking about a game plan, and then we went back up to the high school, and I'll be honest, I hit a wall. Like, I was dead because I was up so late with the emotions of beating Buchanan, and I didn't have the girls prepared well enough for Hemlock, and it probably showed in the way they played. So we've been talking about ownership and just, what makes a good teammate, and that's something I got to own, is that we weren't prepared the way we should have been.
No, and that's a quick turnaround. You're going from winning Tuesday night, Southwest Michigan, and then you have to do all those things you just said, and then you have to turn around and play a Thursday early afternoon game. I mean, that's not much turnaround time at all to get ready for a good opponent. But you live and learn from that, and at least you guys were in that spot. So, as far as these two, what do each of these two bring to the table, and what are you looking for this year?
So Addie, who's sitting across from me, obviously I've been in the conference a long time. This is my 9th year at Hart. I've been at Oak Ridge before that, and I really can't think of a pure athlete who could do the things she could do now. You got Sophia Wired, who was all-state in basketball and softball. So for me, this is high praise. Like, Addie is that athletic. She said 5'11", but 5'10", 5'11", she can grab the rim. She's jumping 5'10" in high jump. So if she understands how good she is and wants to take that leadership role and looks to be that scorer, I got her for 2 years. I'm sure there's a lot of jealous coaches in the West Michigan Conference. And then Abby Hicks, you and I talked about it. She's kind of that, she stirs the drink, So she gets us going. She's our emotional leader. She gets after it on defense. I personally thought she was first team All-State, averaging 15 points a game, 5-6 rebounds, 5-6 steals, 5-6 assists. But we don't have the representation. But I expect all of that out of them this year. The leadership thing for these two is going to be the big thing. And, we had a great boys team last year, and a lot of that is because Parker Hovey made his teammates better. So I want to see how these two throughout the year can elevate the play of their teammates as well.
All right, so I mentioned earlier we got to get Abby talking, and I think we can do that now. But you don't have to talk about yourself. You need to talk about Addie and what she brings to the table and how valuable she is as a teammate and how good of a teammate she is.
JoJo brings a lot of energy, a lot of, she just wants to be there all the time. She always wants to get better. She puts a lot of work in on the off season. She's always, there and encouraging her teammates and just doing her best, all of the time.
And what can you say, Addie, for Abby and just how valuable she is? She does a lot of the things that don't always show up in the stat sheet. She also does the things that do show up in the stat sheet, like Coach Rosema said with her stat line. How valuable is she for your team?
Abby is definitely very valuable to our team because, like you said, she's a very emotional leader. She brings a lot of energy to the bench and to the team. She does all the little things, like getting all those little rebounds, those steals. She really likes to hype up the team. And I think that really helps out because our team is a little quiet. But with Abby there, it's definitely not. It's a good thing, though. We need that. And she always wants to get better in practice, and I love that for her. She always works hard. She asks for clarification. She wants to get better. She needs to know, like, she wants to know how she can make herself get better. She puts in that extra time. So I love that about Abby.
Anything else, Abby?
I want to say that JoJo can jump really high, and like when she does the tip-offs in the pictures, they're like really good. Like it's just really high.
That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
So real quick, Addie, do you know how many jump balls you lost last year in 26 games?
I don't know. I don't keep track of that.
How many?
Maybe one.
I think,
two.
like one or two times. That's it.
I knew it wasn't many.
It wasn't. So, Mason County, play Mason County. They got someone that's pretty tall, and she's up above her. It's just amazing if photographer gets that jump ball picture, just how high she gets up.
Yeah, and I usually, for that, will try to sit on the floor to try to get that even better angle, but I'm not a good photographer. I just get lucky and try to point and shoot and hopefully get lucky. So whatever, I'm not as good as some of those other guys you see out there. But in terms of this year's team, who are some of the other players that you're really going to be leaning on this year? And some of the returnees and maybe newcomers too.
Yeah, so real quick, last year we lost. We're losing some good players. There's no secret about that. Aspen, Mariana, both really good players. Chloe Coker was a starter. So you just can't lose players like that and expect to come back and be just as good, if not better. But fortunately for us, we have two girls coming in as juniors who played the fifth quarter last year, and Kelsey Kofenhaver played really well in the playoffs and was a big part of us making that final run. I think there was one point in the Buchanan game she had 2 offensive rebounds and helped us have the ball, control the ball for like 4 straight minutes. And then Breslin Porter also played the fifth quarter role, and she played our best game at the Breslin Center. She was outstanding for us at the Breslin Center. So I'm looking forward to how Breslin and Kelsey grow. And then we have some other juniors, Molly, who's going to...
Seniors.
Ooh, yes,
Yeah.
Thank you. Ray and Molly are seniors. So they'll be, counted on more. But then we're also pulling up a couple freshmen. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not shy to pull up freshmen. We have some talented players in our school. And I just feel like Rylan Porter, Breslin's younger sister, and Reese Smith are very capable. They played with us in the summer. We played without Abby most of the year, so thank you for getting your injury out of the way early.
Got you.
So we played without her most of the summer, and we played a tremendous team in Indiana. I wasn't looking forward to playing them because we weren't playing well, and we went in there and Rylan just lit it up, and Reese held her own. So, and then Addie Jo had her game going that game. So if we can get everyone playing on that same page, we have some players who can step in and help us.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, and I should have mentioned it from the outset, but huge thanks to Jason Porter and Absolute Services for sponsoring this media day. What do you know about Absolute Services? What does he do there? Obviously, he's one of your assistant coaches, but what do they do with his group?
He does a bit of everything. So he does some new construction, some remodels. A lot of stuff is, wind, fire, water damage goes in. Most people think of Service Pro, but that's kind of what Jason does, is that insurance work like that. So if anyone's looking to get some work done, get a hold of Jason Porter.
Yep, we can help you do that. So get a hold of me, and I'll get a hold of him. So those are his daughters, obviously, on the team.
Yeah.
So having that connection's really cool. But what are the expectations for you guys? I mean, back to the players again. We kind of touched on earlier. I think I know, but what are the things? Like, what are on your list of goals for this season?
For me, I think we need to goals for this year is to stay united as a team. We have some new girls coming up. We want to stay united as a team, even though we're pretty young. I think we need to get that tradition going of staying together, even through for the whole year, because I think it is really important because we have a long season, and things happen, just things that happen, and we need to stay together as a team is a huge thing for me.
For you, Abby, what do you think?
We're moving up to D2 now, so I feel like it's going to be more difficult. But I still think we can like win those games, those close games that we had last year. I feel like we can win them this year. So I think just sticking through it like all the way to the end.
And like execution too. Like we have those game plans last year with Kent City and Buchanan. I think execution is a really big part of our culture.
Where every play matters, everything matters at that point. What are some of the schedule highlights for you guys?
Oh, man. So early in the year, we got Lake City at home. So if anyone's not familiar with Lake City, Mackenzie Bisball going to Grand Valley probably could be going D1 easy, and then her cousin Allie is going to Wisconsin. So that's going to be a tough matchup. Holland Christian at the Holland Civic Center. That was a double overtime game last year. One of the games that we lost. So it was only double.
It was?
But, yeah.
I swear it was. It felt like
It
was
felt like
overtime.
So controversial ending, but we learned from that, and it helped later on in the season. We also have Kent City at home. Also, January 2nd, we're going to Niles Brandywine. So they have every single player coming back. Every single
And
player.
they've been good for a long time.
They lost 3 games last year.
Yeah.
All 3 to Buchanan.
Yeah.
So they have all their players coming back, so that'll be a tough game. So, we try to schedule tough teams. It's tough for us to find games. Teams don't want to play us. So we'll go to Lake City, we'll go to Niles, we'll go play people. So we look forward to the competition.
That makes you better. Who do you open with and when?
We are at the Petoskey tournament, so we open with Granville on the 8th, and then depending on how we play, we'll play the next day. So the winner of the Grand Ledge Petoskey game will play the winner of the Hart Granville game.
Okay.
And the losers will play the losers.
Nice.
So that's another couple, D1 schools right there.
We're out of the gate. You guys ready?
Yeah.
for sure.
Any closing thoughts from you guys before we sign off?
I think we should do the imitate your coach.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. I haven't gone to that play in the playbook for a while, but let's go.
I think Abby's been waiting for this for 2 years.
I don't know.
Her face is
You
already
got
red,
it.
though.
It is. Hold on,
Let's do it.
Oh, Abby.
The head coach or any coach?
I'm doing Travis.
Okay.
Not boxing out is like not wiping. He says that all the time.
I said it like once last year, and as soon as I
It was
said
more
it, I
than once.
regretted it.
Man. That one just kind of sticks with you. Poor choice of words. But
When I said it, I was like,
Don't let him fool. He says stuff like that all the time.
yeah.
you got anybody?
No, I know. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
So I recently, you said before we got on there, you recently said we're going to talk about tattoos. So I recently
Oh,
got
yeah. How could I forget?
I recently got this new tattoo of a T-Rex with 2 grabbers. And Breslin Porter seen it for the first time the other day. She's like, that's not real. And I'm like, yeah, it's for real. She couldn't believe it was real, and that led to her asking me, well, where does that rank with your life decisions? Like, so
Well, where does it rank?
I said it was second, just below deciding to coach girls basketball.
What's it say in the tattoo?
Unstoppable.
And what's the inspiration of it?
Just when my daughter was young, we went to Disney and we seen the T-shirt with a T-Rex, and it said, "If you're happy, I clap your hands." So it just made me laugh. I'm just got this personality. When I'm coaching, it probably doesn't show, but outside of coaching, Abby will see it more than most people. But a little way down in Animal Kingdom, it was the T-Rex with the grabbers saying it was unstoppable. So it reminds me of just being at Disney with my daughter, and it just makes me laugh. Like every day I see it, I just laugh. So.
Also a reminder, don't short arm it because, T-Rex.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
dad joke, sorry.
Well, it's given me some. We just got done with conditioning, but it's given me ideas for next year, like taping girls up with bubble wrap and playing like T-Rex tag or something. Or
I won't be there.
All right, well, thanks a lot, and best of luck to you guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys play. It was a lot of fun covering you guys last year, and looking forward to more big things this year. So good luck to you guys. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
being on.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.